Okay. I'd like to call the continuation meeting of July 14th, 2020 to order. Roll call. We have everybody here, all 7 council members, the mayor, our vacancy board, JJ,
Tax collector.
and the tax collector. Okay, public comments. Anything from the public? I do not see anybody from the public. Okay, items for discussion. We have approval of the ordinance increasing the indebtedness for road construction in the amount of $400,000. JJ, are we all advertised up?
Yes, we are.
Okay, we're good to go. If anybody would care to see it, that's the ordinance. Do we happen to know what number? Do we happen to know what number this is going to be?
No, I didn't look, but I can go look in the book real quick if you want me to.
No, let's
Okay.
hold that. I don't think that's necessary. Okay, would somebody like to make a motion accepting ordinance number XXX of 2020, increasing the indebtedness for road construction in the amount of $400,000?
I'll make that motion.
Carolyn makes the motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, that sounds like Marita.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, all in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed? And abstentions? Motion passes. Okay, we do have open discussion here, but we can just do open discussion in our caucus meeting. Okay, we still don't have anybody from the public, so would somebody like to make a motion? We adjourn the continuation meeting from July 14th of 2020.
I'll
I
make
would
that
like-
motion, Barb.
Okay, it sounded like Barb Sigler.
They are.
Yep.
Mhm.
Okay, do I have a second?
I'll
Brenda will
second.
second.
Who will? Brenda?
Brenda.
Brenda
Yeah.
seconds. All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed? Abstentions? Meeting is adjourned. Okay, let's call the caucus meeting to order. Again, any comments or questions from the public? I'm not seeing any public. So let's move on to committee reports. Public Works, Carolyn.
Well, it's been crazy a few days or whatever. But Steve's done a lot of more work than I have. But I was out there a few days and we did some flyers and got those out. He put the signs up today for in front of my area. And I guess he did it around the other area, right, Steve? Up on the, there's no place you can park.
Have a staple gun off travel.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I guess are they sort of like ahead of the game?
Right now, we are ahead of the game because through odd circumstances, won't go into it now, but we have actually jumped ahead and we got the base coat for Carrot Circle paved. It was finished just a little while ago.
Yeah, not long ago.
Tomorrow morning, we've changed the schedule and the website has been updated. We've been able to keep the website up to date pretty much. But tomorrow morning, we're going to start at about 6:30 in the morning. We will be paving the final paving coat for Pennsbury Boulevard North Extension. So Lucy Street will be completely paved. Our intention is to shut the street down and leave it shut down overnight so that the asphalt cools and hardens. That is against the contractor's wishes. Contractor says, oh, heck, just open it up, the heck with it. But if you remember the last time we paved, we opened some sections up a little early.
Yeah.
And we had people who were turning into their parking spaces. They were turning their wheels their front wheels without moving the vehicles. And when you do that on the hot asphalt, it digs a hole. So we wound up with a lot of grooves and a lot of damaged asphalt. So we want to keep them off this time. So we're going to close on Pennsbury North Extension. After they're done with Pennsbury North Extension, it should take them to about 11, sometime between 11 and 12 o'clock. So they will be moving down to Carriage Circle, and they will start the top coat on Carriage Circle. Now, we've already had advertised today to the people on Carriage Circle that we would be closing it tomorrow. Well, lo and behold, the contractor went down there today, saw that there was nobody parked in any of the parking spaces in the construction zone, which to me is just utterly amazing. And he started paving. And by the time I managed to get down there, he already had almost the entire strip of parking spaces in front of the buildings paved.
Yeah.
So we had a long discussion. We'll call it a discussion.
Was it spirited? A spirited discussion.
Yes, it was very spirited.
Those construction workers were,
between the contractor, myself, Clint, and our inspector, Harry. So we agreed, I finally agreed to let him go ahead and pave it if he could pave the whole street. So they spent a little overtime today and they paved the entire base of Carriage Circle. Now that worked in our favor because tomorrow we'll pave the top coat of Lucy Street, come down to Carolyn Street, and he is going to work straight through and complete the paving of those two streets. So we'll keep Lucy Street closed, and we're going to try to keep the that section of Carriage Circle closed overnight to let it hold.
so that means like tomorrow, after they do that final paving, if we have to leave, we can go on there. No, I'll go up by your place, right, Steve? Up the hill that way.
The other way up Carriage,
Yeah,
not up your side, the other side.
yeah, okay. Until they do his. Is he talking or can? Did you hear what I said?
Steve, we can't hear you.
How about now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Must have a loose cord or something.
Okay,
No, it's going to be, Lucy's end will be closed, but you'll be able to come up on my end.
okay. Okay, and then from there, they'll go up to they'll do yours?
Right. Thursday morning, as long as it doesn't rain, they're going to come up onto Pennsbury Boulevard. And when they do that, we'll open Lucy Street and we'll open your end, Lucy's end of Carriage Circle, because we'll be closing my end of Carriage Circle
Oh, okay.
to do the top coat. There has been a lot of problems with our residents, to say the least. And I hate to say this, but it's mostly the younger crowd. I had a girl turn around and tell me yesterday she drove through the construction zone, and she stopped and I talked to her and I said, why are you driving through a closed street? And she told me the street's not closed. And I said, well, all the cones are across the road. And she said, yeah, but you can drive through them. Total imbecile.
Was she
Today,
coming up from Carriage?
today,
Coming up from Carriage?
no, coming down Pennsbury Boulevard.
Oh,
Today's, she was just leaving the village. She went out. Today's, we watched a girl. We had all those cones up at the double carport. We watched a girl come to the cones. The passenger got out of the car, moved all the cones. The driver pulls through the cones, and the passenger puts the cones back into place, gets in the vehicle, and drives down Pennsbury Boulevard. Well, we stopped her because she couldn't get anywhere because we had the road closed right at the stop sign. And I asked her, I said, why are you driving on a closed road? And she said, well, the road's not closed. I said, all those cones there are to prevent you from coming down here. And she says, no, you don't have a road closed sign, so the road's not closed and we're allowed to move the cones. And I said, are you kidding me? And I got the little hand flip, whatever. And she turned around and proceeded to go down Carrot Circle, two wheels on the berm of the road and two wheels through the grass.
What a dick.
Are
Oh,
we,
excuse
are
me.
we not allowed to take a license plate and call the police and get them
Well,
ticketed for that?
supposedly an officer has to see it.
Mhm. That's our problem as far as ticketing.
Well, if I would have known that, I'd have stayed parked in my parking space all for
And then your
That's
car
terrible.
Your car might have gotten damaged, and
It's
we're
just
not
terrible.
responsible.
People do whatever they want to do.
I'll tell you what, it's just amazing. Unless you're
Mhm.
standing there to stop them,
Mhm.
it no longer counts.
Well,
I stopped a lot
yesterday,
of people coming up that hill.
Steve and I, it was right after the asphalt was poured, and well, yes, it was Monday, and well, was that Monday yesterday or no, it was Friday. I can't remember what day it was, but anyhow, the asphalt was just poured, and it was so warm where Steve and I were standing right by the road sign, and the mailman's delivering mail, and he walks right across the street over to the other grassy side that have just been paved.
Mm.
Well, let me tell you, he now has destroyed shoes.
Yes.
Mhm.
Mhm.
I can attest to that fact because I've been wearing an old pair of tennis shoes,
Mhm.
and with the understanding that as soon as this project is over, they're going in a dumpster.
Mhm.
And let me tell you, I am not allowed in the house with them if they're on my feet.
Absolutely not. They're ruined.
No, I wouldn't. I don't blame them.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a lot of people that didn't understand those cones being across the carriage circle up to your street. That one day when I was standing there directing people that this is not open, and they were jerks, but they were okay. My neighbor said something, and I said, "This
They
is
had-
closed."
Yeah, like the that police tape or that police ribbon across the cone, that yellow ribbon.
Problem we have, Trish, is every once in a while a construction vehicle has to get through.
Do you think, Steve, we could ask the contractor, because I know he has the signs that say road closed. Do you think after they're done for the day that they could put those signs in the middle of the cones that says road closed?
Yes.
Problem is, I've only seen him with one sign that actually says road closed.
What do those signs say in the islands?
Oh, rough road or bump ahead.
Oh,
And I forget what the other one says, construction ahead or something like that.
Does Carnegie have any we can borrow?
Could ask.
I would think that the
They have
contractor
flooding and stuff
has
like
them,
that.
even if he doesn't have them on site. He must have them for other, projects.
Well, a lot of these contractors, what they do is
They rent their
everything
equipment.
is outsourced these days.
Mhm.
Yeah, they use that rental company.
Yeah. They have companies that,
I think the Carnegie has a couple
flaggers are
for
one company, the miller's another company, the paver's a third company. The safety devices and all that, that's another company that comes out and does that.
Mhm.
I mean, we could have all this done. The problem is the price goes up.
Right.
Well, then we're
I
just.
wonder if Home Depot or Lowe's would have those signs too. Just not the big ones that we could put them on the cones that says road closed.
They probably do have something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
Or if not road closed,
yeah.
just closed, which would be enough to
Right.
say.
Right. Yeah, because Carnegie's doing a lot of road construction down there too, so I bet they're using a lot of their own stuff.
Well, this is something we could look into. It wouldn't hurt
Yeah.
us to actually have a couple.
No,
I'm
not
You know
at
what?
all.
I'm
I was
thinking
gonna
those
run
ones
out.
that I'm thinking those ones uh, to buy. You have to get good stuff. I'm thinking those signs that they have the stands that sort of open up like
Mhm.
like an
Yeah.
umbrella,
Yeah.
and
Right.
they're a vinyl like
Oh,
that.
okay.
It's easy to store.
Yeah. Because we have
I mean,
that
we could look.
storage shed. Yeah, that one
Yeah,
colony.
yeah, but it wouldn't hurt us. We don't. We at one time had bought like 10 cones,
Mm-hmm.
and they've all disappeared over the
Yeah, they
years.
have,
Every time we
haven't they?
use them, the condo
Mm-hmm.
grabs them, and
We never see them again.
we never see them again.
Mm-hmm.
So it wouldn't be bad to have a dozen or two of cones and a couple road closed signs.
Yeah. And if we get cones, we need to mark them.
Mark 'em this
Borough,
time.
Pennsbury Village.
Yep.
BPV.
Yeah,
Yeah.
BPV PW,
Mm-hmm.
Borough Pennsbury Village Public Works.
Public Works. Yeah. Good one.
Carolyn, when you get the stickers, do you want to get PBV stencils? And I guess a black can of paint, spray paint.
Good idea.
For
Mhm.
like signs.
Yeah.
Okay, so I need to get stencils, did you say, or paint?
It's like a letter stencil, so it would be a letter P, B, and V, and probably black spray paint.
Yeah, and
Let
like
me know.
two inch letters,
Yeah.
about 2 inch letters.
If you don't go,
BPV and PW under it.
if you don't go before Saturday, let me know because I'll be at Home Depot anyways.
Okay.
Okay, and another thing I'd like to pursue is I'd like to go find a printer and see if we can get our own no parking signs printed.
Oh,
I'm gonna try to get us a price. Take the Carnegie ones because we've been using a lot of the Carnegie ones, and I guess they're running low on them, and it would be nice to have our own little stack.
Yeah.
Get a couple hundred printed up and have them on hand because we're gonna need them here for the next couple of years. But that is Public Works, so we're trying to work. Parks and Recreation, Marita, anything?
Nothing new, Steve.
Okay, sounds good. Community Affairs?
I finally got something, Steve. I don't know if you got my email today. You probably didn't have time to look.
No, I didn't.
For the newsletter, and you and I can talk when you have some time about what else you might want in it. It's stuff on trash, and then essential summer things like this, walking safety and reminder of the noise ordinance and some things like that. So I didn't know how much more we would want to put about the roads or whatever, and whether we still want to try to put some photos in about trash things, because I only have one, and it's the photo I have on my phone. So I don't know if we did talk about that the last time, but I don't know if we want to do that.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'll probably be able to take a look at the newsletter starting, something over the weekend.
Okay.
Steve, maybe you need to put, excuse me, on the website too, if that's where people is going to check the status of the roads and everything. People that are walking around here, again, it's the young people. It's blocked off. You can't get through. I saw it 3 times today, and this was dry, thank goodness. But they walk right through the cones and down the street.
Walking on it's not bad. I mean, that's only bad for your health and your shoes.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
that asphalt, when that hits the ground, that asphalt is over 200 degrees.
Yeah.
wow.
Oh,
When it comes out of the
Oh.
paver.
Yeah. That was unbelievable the other day, the heat that was coming from that, what they say was over 300 degrees.
Right.
Oh.
That is the problem
Yeah.
we got into Monday because the
Yeah.
temperature was so hot and the ground was so hot. The material coming out of the asphalt plant, which is coming out of Bridgeville, It's the asphalt plant in Bridgeville. Um, when it comes to the site, the asphalt is usually around 280 degrees. The stuff that was hitting the paver was at 3 1/4.
Wow.
So we were good 45, 50 degrees above temp to begin with. And it wasn't losing its temperature very fast at all. We paved on Monday. We had to get rid of, because the whole plan's changed, because we couldn't pave over top of paving. It wasn't giving up the heat on Lucy Street to go back and pave the top coat. We had to take the asphalt and we paved the double carport, but then we had too much asphalt left over. So we paved out into the street, which caused us to close the street down. Then we still had too much asphalt, so we paved that excess parking area right at the end of Carriage Circle, where the old bus shelter used to be. Oh, and by the way, we ripped out the concrete that bus shelter used to be on, so it's now all asphalt.
Are you talking about where the bus shelter was on your street?
Yes.
No, you said Carriage. Okay. Okay.
At the top of Carriage,
Okay.
right where Carriage comes on to Pennsbury. The bus shelter was right there.
Yeah.
Okay, we ripped out that concrete, by the way, and that's now all asphalt. So he paved that, and we finally ran out of asphalt there. But we said, okay, well, if the asphalt cools down, we'll be able to open the street. I went out there with the laser thermometer, and at 8 o'clock last night, the thing was still over 170 degrees.
Oh gosh.
So Pennsbury stayed closed overnight. Okay, yeah. As far as the newsletter goes, the only thing I could say about
You've been a little
we're going to
otherwise
say
busy.
we're just going to say I'm sorry. road
Hey,
road
not a
reconstruction.
problem.
I'm sorry.
Whenever you have time, but I did want to say that I've been looking at the website, and I think your updates are great on there. And I have noticed that, there's a decent number of people every day that seem to be checking in on that. So
We've actually gotten some comments on it, and we had a couple people have mentioned the website when I've been out and about that they've been, watching it. We did have a little problem where people, their browsers were not updating. Their browsers were keeping cached copies of it, and we found out about it when one guy turned around and says, "Hey, you haven't updated the website since last Monday."
It was on that next door site.
Yeah, it was
Oh,
on the
yeah, I
Nextdoor
saw that.
site. So that is the very first and probably only time you will ever see me doing a social media post. So we put a warning about it on the page for people if it doesn't appear that it's updated, to reload the page or clear your cache. And we've had a number of people say that they've had that problem and that fixed it. As a matter of fact, Ray had that problem. So Ray got to witness how to fix it firsthand.
And we did have an email today requesting that when the website is updated, the date and time are put on there.
And I'll tell you
Not
what.
only the date, the time too. They want to know what time.
And
I
look what
said,
we.
well, you know what? We're not in there every hour updating.
Yeah, and look what we got here.
You already have it on there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now that means they didn't look at it. They just
No. This is because of the guy's suggestion.
Oh, well, that's good. He'll be happy then.
Yep.
You can make one person happy every day. We'll have accomplished something.
Well, if our project lasts for another 1,000 days, we got it made. But yeah, I took his suggestion and we're put the date and time of the updates on. You had a good idea. Okay, let's see, community affairs, administrative. I really don't have much. I see we got some sanitizing products for the office, and we are using them.
That's good. That makes the nurse feel good.
Every time I've been up to make copies and fold flyers, I've been cleaning the table,
Good.
spraying the
Thank
chair,
you.
and wiping the control panel off on the printer.
There you go. Very
There
good.
we go. Condominium report. I guess that's.
About public safety.
Oh, I'm sorry. Public safety, Lucy.
The police have been very, very good with us as far as coming up with any of our problems with the road problem, parking or whatever, and giving us the no parking signs. And that's about all I have. And then we're still right now still at 6 cases of COVID in the borough with 61 people being tested. So we're holding our own right now.
Yes, I will add my thanks to Officer. What's Denny's last name?
Denny Lawrence. Yeah.
Okay, my thanks to
Detective
him.
Lawrence, he's been really good.
He's been extremely helpful.
And thanks to you too, Steve. I mean, you've been out there since 6:30 in the morning till late afternoon, early evening. Because I know I couldn't be doing that out there, and I don't have the knowledge, and I'm sure other people on council will agree that you have about Pennsbury and what's what and where everything
Yeah,
is.
thank you, Steve.
Yes, thank you, Steve. I apologize for not being able to be out there too long.
No, it's it's an interesting job. Condominium report. I attended the meeting. Nothing earth-shattering whatsoever. Quite honestly, their meetings have turned boring. There's no excitement, and they are slightly over $1 million in reserve.
Oh, great, wonderful.
Good.
Finance, Nick.
I have nothing to add at this moment. We'll discuss it further down.
Okay. Information technology, Brenda.
Steve, you've really been managing the website more than I have, but I'd like to start getting involved in it again. So
all yours.
That was easy.
That sure was. I think I sent something to you too yesterday. I sent it to Brenda and to Steve about the rabies. Did you get it, Brenda? Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that needs to go on because.
Yeah, Brenda, why don't you go ahead and start with that?
Okay.
Great. Thank you, Brenda.
Yeah, I'll still do the road updates through the road project, but Brenda, all yours.
Okay.
Okay, I have a separate account on that now, so I added myself as a separate account. So you have yours, I have you have the main account, and I have mine.
Good.
So it'll leave fingerprints as to who was who was there and doing what.
Sounds good.
Okay, let's see. Oh, and Brenda, I'll tell you what, information technology, let me turn around and say something here. I spent some of the borough's money. We have to do some updates on our computers, our 3 computers. Total price I came up with, including the deal I just got, it's going to be somewhere in the neighborhood of about $450. And it's all software updates. Nothing's hardware. It's all software stuff. But one of the things we have to do is get some good backup software on all 3 systems. We have the NAS attached to the network, the storage NAS attached to the network, but we need some good software. I was able to snag a Cronus 2020. I got to borrow a 3-node license. So we'll have for all 3 machines. Normally, a Cronus runs $70 per node. So it'd be $210 for the 3 machines. I found on Amazon, somebody decided to get rid of their packages, and I got the node package for $44. So it came out to about 48 bucks.
Oh, wow.
So
Nice.
we saved some money. So just a heads up, I bought the backup software for the 3 computers, and I'll be installing it, but I'm not going to install it until August. And the reason being is Acronis traditionally comes out with their next year's product in August. which is why some people are starting to dump off the 2020 version cheaper. And Acronis usually lets you go back a month or so. And as long as you bought it within the last month or so, they'll turn around and let you have the upgrade for free. So I'm hoping by installing it in after August 1st, we get a free upgrade to the 2021 version. In which case we'll get a really good deal. Okay, manager's report. Ray, what's up?
I have nothing to report.
Okay.
Nothing. A couple of inspections for landlords, 3 this week, but that's about it.
Okay. Okay, road construction status. We've already gone over that as to what we're doing. Hopefully we'll have this with no rain. We'll be wrapped up on Thursday evening and all roads open by Friday morning.
Till the following week.
Yeah. Another thing, I talked with, speaking of the next closings, I talked with Clint and Harry, our inspector, and we talked about the line painting. And if you remember ever seeing a road that was paved and they immediately, like the Parkway, they pave it, and then that same day they stripe the road. Within
It's
2
all
days,
jugged up.
yeah, within 2 days you can't see any lines. So
We can't hear you, Steve.
Dave,
get them to hold off for a week or two before we start painting lines.
Okay, line work in 2 weeks. That's not the paving company, is it? Is that a third party, another party?
That is that's a subcontractor under the
Okay,
paver.
okay.
Everything is subcontracted.
I just wanted to mention about the road construction status. I was out there talking to Chris and a few other people. I guess it was Harry and I think it was just Harry. I can't remember. But Chris said that we have, it's been great here. You know, people gave them water, gave them candy bars. They've been very nice with them being here. And I think, I don't know, it just seems like, I don't know. I haven't been as involved as you are, Steve. But it seemed to go pretty good with this contractor.
Right. It seems to be going well. The contractor's employees are very friendly
Yeah, they're
with
very
our
nice.
residents. And quite honestly, the employees for the milling contractor were very, very friendly.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, we've gotten a lot of compliments. The workers have complimented a lot of our residents, and they said that they've run into a few nuts. Unfortunately, that's the only way to put it. Okay, construction loan status.
So now that we've passed the ordinance, I believe JJ has already drafted the post notification, and from there, as long as everything goes smoothly, we should have approval on the loan within 20 days.
I can't hear you now.
Yeah,
You can't hear me?
no,
It was all, couldn't hear it all.
thank you.
Is it Carolyn again?
Yes.
So now that the ordinance is passed, that's all I heard.
Yeah.
Okay. So earlier today, I spoke to JJ, and I believe he's already drafted the post notification advertisement for the loan process that we have to advertise once we've passed the ordinance. Through my discussion with DCD, it takes advertisement, and then thereafter they essentially have 5 days to review our documentation. They said as long as we can get an affidavit of the advertisement, the 15 days advertisement after, we can submit the package essentially as soon as everything's available. So I guess we could probably, I don't know how that works. JJ, do you get a notification from the newspaper stating it'll run for 15 days, or?
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure it says it has to be within 15 days. It doesn't have to run for 15 days.
Oof,
Because that'd be
you're giving me a heart attack here.
that'd be extremely expensive.
Oh, okay.
Couple
I must have misread that then.
Yeah. Anyway, I mean, I will obviously check that, but I don't think it needs to do for 15 days. So anyway, yes, tomorrow when I call the newspaper, they'll tell me when it gets advertised, and then I'll get like a receipt essentially that it was advertised. So that's
Okay, perfect. And I've already started pulling together everything from the document that we haven't completed already. So the only other thing that we might need to change, we might need to update our base borrowing certificate, since I ran it as of May 31st. It's only valid for 60 days.
okay.
So we might just need to get that re-notarized, but everything else is pretty much ready to go.
Okay, yeah, and that, in that packet of information that I sent you today, that's essentially like the, like the blueprint of what we need.
Okay, everything in there, it's 80% updated. The only thing I need to do is I highlighted things like for the ordinance and stuff, things we'll back out and throw in. I'll just have to adjust the page numbers accordingly. So
Yeah, great.
perfect.
That is all good.
All right, yeah, I've already communicated to the bank that we're pretty much in line to, have the loan go active September 1st. That way, it's pretty cut and dry for amortization purposes, and it would be nice because we more than likely won't need to move. We'll move some money over to Dollar Bank, but we can pay for most of it or pretty much pay for the entire road repaving through Northwest, and just move the residual funds we need. So
Nick, just
Yeah.
a heads up. I had a chat with Clint today, and what Clint was telling me is that they're going to cut off Friday, and they're going to send us a bill for what's been done so far.
So they'll bill us for the month.
Right, they're going to bill us for the month, and that bill will come in August. Okay, and we'll have to write a check sometime in August. So that'll probably be appearing on our accounts payable for August.
Okay.
Okay.
And I guess
So everything that happens after August 1st isn't going to be until September.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Okay.
Works. Yeah, that works out.
Yeah, because I was looking at it, I was like, at least we don't need to move money to Dollar Bank and then pay them. We could pay the paving out of Northwest and just keep the loan as it is at Dollar Bank. So once we get that account opened, we can progress as needed.
Mm-hmm.
When will the Dollar Bank loan commence?
I set it up so that it's pretty cut and dry. We're set up that the loan will commence September 1st.
September 1st. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And then Nick, your other email to me today, which was, I guess, forwarding an email over from Dollar about the solicitor opinion. So I'm just going to need to see all that stuff. Essentially the opinion, like I can draft it right now, but I actually need to see it to verify.
Okay. Well, what I'll do is I'll send over what I have and highlight the ordinance, where we'll drop the ordinance and stuff like that. And that way you can review everything that we have. And
okay. Yeah. I mean, obviously that doesn't need to be, tomorrow, but so.
Okay. Perfect.
Okay. Excellent, guys. Thank you. Okay. Open discussion. What you guys want to talk about?
I have a question.
Okay. You go first.
Are people that, want to go down and move the cones and, not, obey them. If they get tar out on their car, are we responsible for that? Do they come after us for that?
No.
if we don't, if we didn't have a sign up saying road closed?
No, I don't know if that question's to me, but no.
It's to anybody.
Now, I mean, sure, can they make some argument and try to come after you? Sure. But I don't think they're going to get too far.
Because we've,
We
Close.
put something in our newsletter, Nat, it's like, please don't move it. If you get tar on your car, the borough is not responsible or something, or should we just let it go?
I don't think you want to give anyone any ideas.
Ideas. I was
No.
just going to say that. Yeah.
Steve has
agree.
put that in the flyers, though. Steve has put that in the flyers about
Mm,
carports.
No, he just said if you park there and when we were told to move for like the carports, it would be your responsibility. That
But I thought it meant the roads too.
I was dealing with parking.
Oh,
Yeah,
If
strictly
you didn't move,
carports.
if you didn't move your car.
it's going to
Mm.
be towed or,
can I ask a question, Steve? I
Maybe
was
just
trying
tell
to.
people,
Go ahead, Carolyn.
No, she wasn't done.
Oh,
I was just gonna say, tell people don't move the cones, 'Cause I was sitting up here watching people moving the cones, driving down into Carriage the other day.
Mm-hmm.
yep.
It's like, I just can't believe people are,
oh yeah. They're,
Mm-hmm. Steve, do we have any like stuff we didn't expect and it's like an overreach or?
Yes. Right now, we are probably in a neighborhood of about $70,000 over.
Oh, and that's because of like around the double carports and.
Well, what happened was Clint spec'd that we were going to take 5 inches of material away.
Mm-hmm.
And the very first time we paved, we came into, with Dick Stewart, we came into the realization that our roads had a great base underneath of them, but our parking spaces didn't have crap.
Yeah.
Now, we've repaved twice in the past.
But we had problems like that before too, right?
Steve, we can't hear
We
you.
hear you. We can't hear you. Okay.
All right. You know?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, hold on, switching over. Okay, we had problems the very first time we paved. One of the reasons why we were paving is because our parking spaces were falling apart. The asphalt was cracking in a parking space, and you reach down and pick up a piece of asphalt, and there was dirt underneath it. There really wasn't any base.
Mm-mm.
The very first time we paved, we were trying to put some base down, and we were putting top coat over top of it, but I don't remember for the life of me what the specs were. Now, we've repaved twice in the past, so we were expecting that there was at least going to be 6-7 inches in those parking spaces. As it turns out, in most of the parking spaces, there was 6 or 7 inches. In some of the areas, there wasn't, and we hit dirt.
Mm-hmm.
So, and the problem is, right under our 1 inch of dirt, there is probably about 10, 15, 20 inches of clay. So what we had to do, and the clay was extremely soft. The main area where we ran up the big bucks was at the double carport. It turned out that even part of the cartway did not have base. We expected, okay, the problem's going to be just in the parking spaces. And it turned out to be no. Some of the cartway has a real deep base. And then other parts of the cartway has absolutely nothing. So we wound up milling out, which was the cheaper way to do it. We took out a whole crap load of dirt, and we actually dug down beside the 5 inches, taking the 5 inches off. We took another 12 inches deep. So basically we formed a gigantic swimming pool in one side of the carport, double carport. The other side had a smaller rectangle, but still a good 10, 12 feet by 8 feet. But the big one was big. And we had to sit there and take that down another 12 inches. We rolled the bottom of it. They filled it up with 7 inches of rock. And then on top of that, they paved a very grainy asphalt to bring it up to the level. So we ran up about, they're estimating somewhere around $70,000 or more. Now we're making a change. And for Pennsbury Court, the parking areas are only going to be milled 1.5 inches. The roadway will be milled 5 inches, but the parking areas will only be milled 1.5 inches.
Is that the reason? Because of
That is the reason. We're afraid what we're going to find there.
Mm.
Now the parking spaces are fine the way they are. So we really don't have, we're going to mill off some material and we're going to put new material on top and everything should be fine with the parking spaces. So we feel that this is going to work out for us and it'll keep us from amassing another big bill.
Hey, Steve, I talked with Clint Friday afternoon about this, and I didn't hear anything back. So I'm assuming the conversation with the contractor went okay.
JJ, never to assume.
Okay. Gotcha. Well, I just didn't get a call because I said if I needed to talk to him.
Still working on that. The contractor mentioned, I think Clint mentioned to me something about $30,000. And the contractor mentioned to me, he says, well, you're cutting down on my, my bulk. So they're going to charge me more I'm not going to get the, bulk price. They're going to charge me more. So you're probably not going to get back the 100%. You're probably only going to get back 70 or 80%.
Correct. Yeah. That's the last I heard was like, you'll get back 80%. And then, there's a number between 80 and 100, anyway.
Well, I think Clint is crunching numbers.
Okay.
So yeah, you'd have to check back with Clint on that one.
Okay. Very good.
But yeah, until the contractor's done and out of here, then we're gonna really come back and start fighting price.
Yeah, because I looked at the contract and everything. It's somewhat ambiguous, certain items. So, there's some stuff we could argue about. Let's go that way.
Okay, open discussion. Anything else?
So in the future, like next year and the other 2 years following, then we're going to know to mill those parking areas
A little lighter.
Lighter. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yep. Not going to be as aggressive.
Mm.
I have a question. This probably potentially, did the Marchinsky closing go through, Ray?
Yes, it did.
Okay, and then did you
Trish, yes, we've got checks. In Trish's vacation, I don't know if they've been deposited yet or what, but we've gotten the checks.
Okay. Yeah, you deposited them for me right before I went on vacation.
Okay. I know I went to the bank for you, but I didn't know what it was for.
That in the bank. I still owe you the report though.
Okay.
On the one.
Okay.
Okay, so I am to satisfy them or not to yet?
Yes, you can.
Okay, great. I will take care of that then.
Yeah, the checks have cleared and I just have to do my reports, that's all. But that cleared up our 2015.
That is, that's great. So I will satisfy the Marchinsky municipal liens, all of them.
Thank you.
Yep.
Okay. What else do we have?
I have to ask Nick a question, unless you want me to ask you after the meeting, after you
Go ahead.
adjourn.
Go ahead.
You had mentioned about going to Home Depot.
Yeah.
You wanted me to get stencils, or do you have stencils?
I don't have stencils. We would need
So
them.
I have to get 2-inch stencils of letters.
Yeah, 2 or 3 inch stencils. Yeah.
Okay.
I think there were some stencils up in the office. Ray, do you know that?
I've never seen.
Because I thought when Ann and I did some of the Christmas, the toy thing, I
Oh.
thought we found them in one of the filing cabinets.
I seem to remember seeing those too.
Yeah, I don't remember seeing anything like that. Not in the file.
Oh, no.
cabinets that
I don't
go.
know if they're not in the file cabinet. They might be in the back where the supply stuff is. I remember Ann found, I swear we had stencils and Ann found them somewhere.
Okay, well then if you insist they're here, then I will find them.
Okay, and let me
Yeah.
know. Let me
Mission.
know.
I will.
And then we just need black spray, paint, right?
We don't need it right now.
No. Okay, so if
We gotta buy,
I
we
don't
gotta
have to make
buy
a
some,
trip.
we gotta buy
You gotta
some
get the
cones and some
cones first.
safety stuff before we,
Okay,
before we
Nick,
buy
if
the
you go
paint.
out, if you go out this weekend, you can get the black spray or whatever you want. And then when I go out again, I'll get the number 25.
Well,
But that's
you-
not
if you-
necessary either because we might be getting another dumpster. So
Well, but you may as well have it on hand.
yeah,
you know.
yeah.
I'll be at
Yeah.
Home Depot probably. You and I, if when you go, you let me know, and if because it doesn't make
You
sense for
go,
us
let
to
me
make,
know. Yeah.
doesn't make sense for us both to run out. You know, if you
No,
go
I
out.
wasn't planning on going there. So, but if
Well, then I'll just call you when I go on Friday, Saturday, whatever
Okay.
day it is.
okay, sounds good.
All right. Okay, any other open discussion?
I'm going to try to work between sometime tomorrow on trying to get us some road closed signs, Steve.
Okay.
I'll see if, maybe Carnegie has some or see if somebody around here has some.
Okay. Sounds good. Anything else? Somebody care to make a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion.
Okay, Carolyn makes a motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second. Rita.
Rita seconds. All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed? Abstentions? Okay, meeting is concluded. I shall stop the recording.